But the thread I really want to pull with you, Vince, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad we're getting deep on this, is what's the relationship between money and the Dharma? So basically,
Right.
we need to have these vessels, these imperfect vessels that are going to carry Dharma forward in the
Right.
future. They need to be funded just as a matter of being in this world. And one of the things that crypto is really good at is funding things in novel ways. And so what opportunities are there to keep what's working about how Dharma organizations are funded, but maybe open up new opportunities
Mm-hmm.
to do it in a more, well, in a way that matches our values or is easier or better in some way?
Yeah, I mean, this is where I feel like I'm not really clear about that, to be honest. Like
Mm,
what the real potentials are, because of the limits of my own knowledge of the technology.
yeah.
I think there's some like
Well,
real deep brain work that needs to happen where people,
yeah,
programmers and contemplatives, and like are able to kind of wrestle with that, with the challenge, the opportunity.
totally. Yeah.
I sense they're
Well,
there. I sense that there's possibilities, but I'm not sure what they specifically would be. Like, are there examples that you see coming out of
sure.
the crypto space that, like, around funding, like alternative funding models that you're
Yeah.
excited about?
Yeah, I think so. And like, just so that you understand where I'm coming from, our mission at
Yeah,
Gitcoin is to fund open source software. We believe that's a
yeah,
public good, something that's good for the world on its face that you don't have to purchase to consume. And I see a lot of similarities with the Dharma,
yes,
in education of the Dharma being a public good that we want to make sure gets in the hands of more people, becomes less of a minority way of doing things, and more that more people can discover because it is a public good. And so, just to put a point on my
right.
question, I guess if we just did a $2.2 million NFT sale for Gitcoin to fund open source, like, what if we could raise $2 million to give more people access to Buddhism,
Right,
and just have that out there in a DAO where
right.
people can show up to the DAO and volunteer to create more access to Buddhism in their local communities? What would that How would that change the way Buddhism is made accessible to the world, and in what ways does that offer opportunities and threats?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for me to even think of a similar type of thing that's happened in the past, with
Yeah.
Buddhism, because uh, it's just been a very in some ways, an under-resourced,
Hmm. But
comparatively.
but what if we could change all that, Vince?
Right. No, and so it's interesting to consider that. So
Yeah.
I
Or
think,
am I just thinking about it wrong? Like, do you
no,
want to
no, I
shake
think
me
you're
and
thinking
say,
about right.
Kevin, stop trying to entrepreneur Buddhism? Like, is it like, should I unask the question?
No, I don't think so. I think, for me, one of the core questions about, okay, so if Buddhist geeks main purpose is evolving Dharma, which it is, and Dharma is another word for
Hmm.
truth.
Yeah.
So this is like, we're evolving truth. Okay, what does that
Hmm.
mean? uh to me, it means it has to happen at every level. Like, that evolution
Hmm.
is happening at every level that we're
Hmm.
operating, and that it
Right.
has to include the organizational level. It has to include the economic level, the
Hmm.
level where there's all these kind of physical things in space that are, it's relating to each other in systems. Like,
Hmm.
those things have to be related to, uh,
Hmm.
for those are expressions as well as whatever truth we think we
Hmm.
have.
Hmm.
We realize something, and then we express it in the world.
Hmm.
We express it through how we walk and we talk, but also through what we choose to spend our time on, what we build, what we leave
Hmm.
behind, where we leave our
Right.
money. It's like, so
Hmm.
to me, evolving Dharma is something that, like, it
Yeah.
changes because of all the people that are participating in it, how, like, the
Yeah.
choices that they make and where they put their time and energy. And if you had
Hmm.
a way to open up more resources, and give people a better way of coordinating those resources, which is what I
Yeah.
partially hear in this, and to do
Yeah.
it together in a way where there's some collective choice making, rather
Hmm.
than just kind of top down, some one person deciding. I think
Hmm.
that would create a lot of flourishing and resilience in the
Hmm.
larger ecosystem. that Buddhism operates in, which is the human ecosystem.
Sure.
Yeah.